First, let's understand that the low pressure cycling switch doesn't actually turn on the compressor. The ECM turns on the compressor. The ECM looks at the low pressure cycling switch and determines whether it can safely turn on the compressor. We're going to do this with a scan tool, voltmeter, gauges, and we're going to jump it out. We're going to start with the easiest and we're going to get more complicated. Now, if you use a scan tool, it doesn't matter what kind of scan tool, cheap scan tool, we're just going into live data and we want to look and see if our low pressure cycling is, our low pressure is okay to turn the compressor on. This is about our easiest way to start out with. All you need is a jumper wire. I'm James Noble. Let's get started. So now we're going to test our switch and see if it operates. We're going to take our meter, put it on the lowest scale of our resistance, and we can check that switch. Anytime you use your test meter on resistance, you always want to check our leads and see what our lowest resistance is. Now, because them pins is so small, you can actually go through, reconnect your connector, and back probe it. But keep in mind, in some cases, you're going to get a false reading unless you make sure your switch is off and your negative battery cable is disconnected. And when you do this, always remember to recheck your lowest settings. So anything you add to your meter, you want to get the two, put them across, and see what your lowest scale is. Now, if you get 10,000 ohms or higher, then this test has failed. Next, I'm going to go to the low pressure cycling switch. I've still not hooked any gauges up, but I'm going to go and disconnect our low pressure cycling switch. If our freon is low, then this is going to stop it from turning our compressor on. And I'm going to cross it over. We're going to start our engine, and then we're going to jump it over. As we're listening for the click of the compressor engaging, I'm going to take and jump this across, and it's going to take just a second, and the compressor should engage. Hear that? Now I'm going to let it hold it for just maybe 10 or 15 seconds. I know my compressor is staying engaged. Now by doing this, we know because the compressor continued to stay engaged, I know it's either this low pressure cycling switch or it's low freon. Now our next step is to hook up a set of manifold gauges because we want to see if there's any refrigerant left in the system. Now hooking these gauges up tells me that it does have refrigerant in it. Let's check out the scan tool. We're going to do the same test, except we're doing it with a scan tool. The difference is we don't have to have the engine running in order to run this test. But if you'll see, our AC compressor cycling switch is open. We're going to jump it over, same test, and watch our scan tool. We still came to the same conclusion, although we still had to jump it over, where originally I just jumped it over because I've got a quick jumper kit for that. It's more common being low freon than it is that switch being bad or anything else. But the same test with the scan tool and without the scan tool. Next, I want to take and compare the two pressures. We know our static pressure, we hadn't got the engine running, we hadn't got anything jumped out. If you look on our low side, our static pressure is close to 80. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check and see what the pressure is at our switch. Now it takes a 17 millimeter to break that loose, but it'll screw out, and unless the valve is stuck open, you'll get a little wisp. You won't lose any freon. I want to disconnect this. I want to bleed my pressure off. Go back to 0. Now I'm going to take my fill line, the yellow line in the center, and we're going to screw it on where that sensor came off. Now we should have the same pressure as we did on the other side. Close to 80 pounds. Today's temperature is running, it's around 90 degrees in here. We're close, we know we're good. The switch didn't engage. We do have enough pressure there. This switch will engage, should be around 45 pounds, and then disengage around 15 pounds. These have a problem. There's a TSP, but it's, you know, it's highly unlikely. But sometimes the pressure, this may be stopped up or that may be stopped up, and this is actually not getting any pressure. But with that test, that concludes this switch is bad. Now this concludes our low pressure cycling switch. If you got any value out of it, hit me with a like and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them down below. I'll be glad to respond. I'm James Noble. I do appreciate you watching.